Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel Learn with Avinash Dalvi.
Yeah. Hello everyone. So we will walk through on the CloudWatch. So at the title says overview of the AWS CloudWatch, and why I called it the magic because that give a lot of insight and there's some magical helpful information also belong to the CloudWatch. That is why I always talk about the CloudWatch as a magical tick only. Okay, so let's get the walkthrough. Like, what are the benefit are there? What things are there, and what features are available which can enable to have a proper infrastructure. Okay, so what we'll cover majorly. So we'll have a high level understanding of Amazon CloudWatch. Okay, why we call it a CloudWatch and what is actually provided, and then we'll talk about the features and some use cases of the services on that, okay, where we generally use. Uh, Also, there are typical three different types of logs or insights available like that. So based on that, we can find out, okay, execution logs are there, CPU uses are there, error logs are there. How that categorize theoretically, that is also we'll see. Another feature is the CloudWatch alarm has been there. It's like triggering the alarm. Okay, how to do that? I'll walk through on that quickly on the AWS console itself. So I'll move to the next one. Okay, so why it is called as a CloudWatch? Yeah, you can see the small girls watching towards the cloud with your binoculars. Okay, in simple layman term also, there is some cloudy things are there. You want to do observe something, okay, if there is rain is happening, something like that, you keep watching on that time. And based on the keep watching, you plan your activity, your daily activity, or whether you have to go out or you have to pack something based on that, you do it, right? So similar things, AWS provide various services like EC2, S3 bucket, ECS cluster, EKS cluster, Lambda, SNS, and there many are there. Okay, but we keep this using the services, but we don't know. Okay, any of the services are working or not working, or any failures are happening, or any improvement to be needed there or not. Okay, for all these activities and all this to keeping in a watching, right? We need a service which do a 24-hour watch on that part. Okay, and that is why the AWS CloudWatch is here. Okay, and the name itself says CloudWatch. So AWS Cloud Services who watching it, that is called a CloudWatch one. Okay, along with the watching of the CloudWatch, what CloudWatch gives the event triggering alarm service also. Okay, so that's about the CloudWatch. That is why it's called the CloudWatch things. So you keep watching on the every event, every activity of services. So what it does exactly provide as a features. Okay, so CloudWatch has their dashboard. So dashboard will have a, like, I think many of you know, might be using the any a dashboard for a graphical dashboard. Maybe there are some Tableau are there, and some Microsoft also one of the products is there. Similar like a dashboard where you can see the graphical representations and some insight will be there. So that dashboard also will be available there. Along with that, CloudWatch provide the matrices and anomaly detections. Okay, so whenever there is any suspicious activity also out there, we can be find out and trigger the mail or trigger the any particular event accordingly based on the event part. Third one is the CloudWatch alarm. CloudWatch alarm is like a our, we can say, we can our cron job. Okay, so we have a cron job in our EC2 machines, right? That will also work at the cron job. So where you can set timers and put the trigger. Okay, which service you to trigger, whether you have to trigger any SNS, any S3 bucket, or any email or any Lambda service provider, you have to trigger it. That generally job done by the alarm one. Fourth one is the CloudWatch Event Bridge. CloudWatch Event Bridge is a combination of multiple event capturing and creating a bridge kind of things. Whenever there is a, okay, suppose example of that, ECS, it upscaling it. Next upscaling, what happened? upscaling happen, like EC2 machine will attach to another EC2 machine. There are sequential list of the event. Okay, so there are two event, right? One is upscaling ECS, and then is attaching the EC2 machine, and maybe the enhancing the instance type. These are the multiple event are bridging the between that part. So CloudWatch help us to monitor those events also in using the event bridge. Earlier, it was a part of the CloudWatch only, but now AWS has created separate services for as a event bridge in a CloudWatch console itself. Uh, Fifth one is the CloudWatch log. CloudWatch log is a like available based on the services. So all the services which are using the AWS, whether it's the API gateway, S3 bucket, or the Lambda, EC2 machine, all the things will be available in the CloudWatch. But to make that CloudWatch to be working, you need to have a AWS service has to be enabled given the IAM access to the CloudWatch log read and write permission. Otherwise, it cannot happen then. So take example, if you're running on a Lambda and Lambda wanted to put the logs on the CloudWatch log, right? The Lambda execution provider, like a role provider has access, actually I have access to the CloudWatch log read and write permission. Then only it will happen. Then last one is the CloudWatch Insight. So CloudWatch has also has their own insight which help us to analyze, okay, based on the matrices, okay, whether it's a high, maximum, or total count, and you will get idea. Like when I was walking through the actual console, right, you will get idea about what are the insights are there. So this is about actually the features of the CloudWatch provided. Okay, so we'll just see what are the benefit actually the CloudWatch is provided generally. Is use a single platform for observability. So everything is available in a single dashboard itself. So where you can find out all the insights and metrics in the one place. Then it collect the matrices of the AWS and on-premises matrices also. So you can configure the CloudWatch on for your on-premises servers also. Not like always be only AWS services, but yes, on-premises can also be a compatible part. Third one is the improve the operational performance and resource optimization. How? As I think we just discussed one point, right? Upscaling and downscaling happen through the CloudWatch log only. Because if we are observing particular executions of the our machines, right, then only we can enhance their performance and optimizations also. So when it comes to the optimization, we have to keep watching, okay, when the demand is high and when the demand is low. Based on that, you only enhance and decrease the machine lag. That is why the operational performance and resource optimization done by the CloudWatch log. Okay. Fourth one is the get operational visibility and insight. So along with the upscaling and downscaling, you get the visibility also. Okay, when there is a high users are there, so we can target. So generally, if you want to plan some releases or something, right? If we don't have an ideal time, and because suppose we are running on a 24 hours, and I don't, but till we can figure out, okay, when is there is a low usage on the server side, which can find out that windows and do some activity. Okay, so these are all small options of visibility and insight can be given from the CloudWatch log and matrices. And last one is the derive the actionable insight from the log. So derive actionable means like based on the actions log, you can find out a pattern on the log and trigger a particular event which you want to trigger it, like SNS also, like the email trigger, or if you want to trigger any other Lambda services or any other microservices also, that can be also done through the event things. So these are the benefit, high level benefit which CloudWatch provided. So let's see how it work in a diagrammatically way. Okay, so it is like here is the CloudWatch, the services provided. It collect all the data from all the AWS resources. So because it is like a watcher, okay, because it's continuously watching all the services, and it collect the data and keep it in the data services like on that part. Then it based on the data, it monitor and visualize the application flow, the graph, okay, based on the infrastructure, based on the what matrices we provide also, because it's easy to customize some matrices also, and there is a by default matrix also come, we can use that particular thing. And based on the monitoring part or whatever the insight are there, you can act upon it to enhance your operational changes and do the auto scaling part. And the next can be the analyzing part. Analyzing, like, okay, as I mentioned, right, you can analyze the data and find out, okay, where is the open window for the release doing, when we can just do some beta feature testing on the particular environment. That's something small insight can be find out using the this log generally. So it's up to 1 second matrix. Some time retention can be there, some real time analysis, and so there may be some small seconds of a delay to get it a log. Generally, whenever there is any event happen, immediately the log will be available in general there. Okay, so this is a like the architectural wise it work. Okay, so CloudWatch has the insight, and they categorize in a three different types of insight in that part. So one is a log insight. Okay, log insight is like where you can find out all the graphical representations of the things, where you can pie chart, all the diagrams will be there. Okay, these are the insight will be there. Second will be the container insight. When you say container insight, right, it only capture the insight from the EKS cluster and the ECS cluster. EKS is the Kubernetes cluster and ECS is our container cluster, Elastic Container Cluster. Okay, so that so they different types of the, because each different types of the insight will have a different types of the logging mechanisms also. Based on that, they are categorized this insight part. And this last one is the Lambda insight, because Lambda is separate services which is running a silo kind of thing, the microservices. Okay, but it's server is also along with that. So it doesn't require any infrastructure to set up, but it has a different type of insight which provide, like execution logs are there. Okay, and any errors or anything is can you can trigger the particular things based on the it is insight.
Let's go through this and see how CloudWatch event and logs are looking like.
Yeah, once you log into the AWS console, you can just find out the CloudWatch in your search bar, or if you already visited, you can just click on this. So I already visited, I'll just click on the CloudWatch one. Yeah. So as we learn, right, we can see that a lot of the many options are available here, such as alarm, log, matrices, X-ray traces, event, so application monitoring, and the insight. Let's look at the one by one. Before we jump into the one by one to understand it, let's see how dashboard look like. So this is a dashboard one, where you will get some, you can create your customized dashboard based on the matrices and based on the insight what you want to track at a first glance. So when you're creating a dashboard, you have to give the name like sample dashboard, create dashboard. So okay, it is not allowing a space. So let me just put underscore and create a dashboard. Yeah. Once I create a dashboard, I'll get a menu of option. Okay, which matrices and how which type of the report I would like to take it over. So there is an explorer, line graph, stack area, numbers, gauge, bar, pie chart, custom widget if you want, text, log table, alarm status. If you already set it the alarm status, you can find out the alarm status also there. Okay, so we'll just see how the explorer look. It will say pre-fill explorer widget or empty explorer. So if you have any instance running on it, it will look at that. If you have anything lambda running on, you can so we'll select the lambda by runtime. See how it look. Create widget, then it will show this kind of matrices over there. So in my account, the Pythons and Node.js lambdas are there. So based on that, it will show it. So last 3 hours, there nothing is there. So if I select something very old one, let me check it if I can. Okay, I think not run anything. That is why it's not able to see that. But this is a way we can create the widget, and whichever widget we wanted to have it. Like if you click again the next widget, it will have a different type, as I mentioned, right? So different types of widgets are available here based on our requirement. We can configure. So this is about the dashboard side. Okay, so dashboard will look like the what we have configured. It will look like this, and we can click on the star icons to make this is our default dashboard. It will show this on that. So we'll go back to the main CloudWatch dashboard. So after the dashboard, there's an option called alarm. Here we can set the alarm. When we say alarm, right? So I'll show you the what's alarm actually the work. So alarm is basically generally used for the auto scaling part. So if you are doing any EC2 or EKS cluster auto scaling, right? Based on this alarm, the EKS cluster or EC2 machines scale up or scale down based on the parameters. So if you click on the, you can see here, select the matrices here. So if you have any matrices to soil like log, secret manager, state uses, based on that we can select it. I don't have currently the graph to show, but if you have easy to machine, it will okay average max execution time, maximum execution time, or maximum usage. Based on that, they can select it. Let's see. So here are the multiple things will be available here: list, describe, list function. Okay, all the different type of the parts are there, and based on this we can select the matrix, and it will trigger our auto scaling part. So how do we do the auto scaling? That we'll cover in a separate session. So once this is about the alarm, now next is the log group. There are different log group. Log group is what it cover. Okay, this is a Lambda, this is API gateway, this is a EC2, this is a SNS log. So different services have the different log group, and with their service names also. Suppose I have a three lambdas running it, like Python secret manager, it has secret manager, test S3. So based on this, it create a group, and it dumps all the log inside that particular execution. And these are the logs TeamCPU available. So if the logs are created with some random number and along with the date, okay, you can see the last event date whenever is required, and you can once you click on it, you can find out the log executions log here. So this is like an execution. So what is the help of the log execution, right? We can use the log execution for the debugging purpose, or even any applications are getting failed. So we can find out that particular log. Okay, where is paying it? What is the values are coming it? You can see I have printed some values here like try class except block. Accordingly, we can the debug the log. And this is a log inside where you can query as per the things. So if you are like field type, what is the field type you have to part, and what's how much sort you do, and what is the limit, like based on that you can do it. Okay, so let me try it. Select the Python secret manager. Nothing is there. Time like that. Will show that. And here you can see the visualization graphs also. So if you want to bar graph, pie chart, stack area, line accordingly. So whatever log you're seeing there executions, right? Here you can execute there and run the query, and you can see that. And you can add this widget also into the add to the dashboard here. It's easy to add that particular widget in the dashboard. Now next is the matrices. Here you can see the matrices, whatever we selected in the matrices, right? When we are doing the dashboard. The similar thing here will show the log, AWS Secret Manager, state, and uses. So based on that, it will show the details execution log about like. So this is like a secret count, how many times secret was executed. Similarly, like you can have a query based on the namespaces also. You select it. You can select a log, secret manager, state here. Same category it will show here. Whatever is the first browse category, right? Log, secret manager, state, and uses one. Here we have a graphical representation of the particular matrices. Here you can add a matrix using the browse or query. So there are two ways to do this. Either you browse the particular thing, or you query the particular category, and then you can add the at here. there are multiple mathematical parameters available here. Like you can see, then all functions, there are all the mathematical functions are available, such as absolute, anomaly detection band, average, seal point, date, everything. So what is the use of this all these matrices, right? So take example, anomaly detection band, right? So if you see in your matrices, you found that there are some anomaly detections are there, you can trigger particular event, or you can alarm trigger the alarm based to your email or any execution services, and there you can act upon it based on the without even having a delay. So these are all the parameters which help us to monitor in a better way and give an insight, okay, what is need to be improved in my system, such a way that there are some common function like percentage sum, fill, byte to mg, byte to gb. Such functions are available like CPU utilization, load balancer, exact match, partial match. If any 500 error or 400 errors are there in that pattern, you can find out. And in function name also, you can do a partial match. So these are all the separate different functions are available here. And this is the empty explorer look like. You can is drag and drop the particular widget and select the matrices, whatever matrices you created here, right? You can select here, drag and drop, and you can create your customized dashboard, and all that dashboard you can add to the dashboard by clicking here. So here will be a metric stream will be there, like how was the log stream was showing, right? Similar, it will be shown here. Now in account, you don't have anything to showcase in the metric stream, that's why it's a blank. But yes, you can create a metric stream by clicking on here, select all matrices, select namespace, or if you want to configure from get from the in S3 bucket, that you can do it. So exit traces, I'm not having much idea on that part. We'll cover in a separate session part. Let's talk about the event part. So event is like it's like our cron job. Okay. So how we set up the cron job in EC2 machine, right? Similarly, we can set up the event the cron job. So if you click on the rules, earlier it was inside the CloudWatch only. Now CloudWatch event has moved to the event bridge. So let's look at go to the event bridge here. Leave the page. It will go to the event bridge. Here you can set the particular event. So let's click on the click event. I'll put some test role. Description will be testing the event rule, and the schedule, or whether it will do the role with the event pattern. So I'll check out the schedule part next. Once I click on next, okay, what is the cron? We have to set like here. You can set the number of hours, whatever the things are there, which we can set up here, or you can have a default. Some cron patterns are available here, like after every 12 hour, after every minute, after every day, like that. You can select it. Let's select the 12 hours here and go to the next one. Here you can select all the event services. There is an option called event bridge, event bus, event bridge API decision. I'm not having the full idea on that part. We'll cover in the next session. AWS service. We'll talk about AWS service where you can configure AWS with the API gateway, batch job queue, CloudWatch log group, code pipeline, our favorite one, Lambda also. Here option will be there, Lambda function. You can select Lambda function, and you can trigger Lambda functions, whichever you want to trigger it. And based on that, it will create the rules. The tag is like for the meta information, particular you can add a tag and put the value of which team is using this rule, or which application belongs to the rule, so it will be easy to identify the tag. And then you click on the next part. Okay. So this is about the event bridge. Event bridge is a different set of services which you have to cover separately. This is a big topic. So again, we'll go back to the CloudWatch. So this is about like this is now application monitoring. There are some more details about the application monitoring are there, like service length map, resource health. You can select some customs here, like say, let me see if I can have anything to showcase here. Okay. There are multiple options there. Variables are there, but this is very high level one. And next is the inside, like container inside, lambda inside. We have seen right in our PPT. There are different type of insights are available here. Based on that, we can get the things. I'll check out the lambda inside, and we'll see that. Okay, you can see here the lambda inside here. Let me select the week here. Before week, it anything to showcase here. And you can, okay, oops, nothing is there. 15 month, if anything there for my to showcase. Okay, nothing is there, but yes, here you can see that all the lambda inside it consider inside set and the continuous side. And one thing is like you have to inside turn off the lambda inside first, then only you will see that. So if you click on a lambda inside, it will go to your lambda function. There you have to enable this inside, and which in a lambda you have to trigger it, and then it can be shown here. Okay, so this is about overall overview of the CloudWatch monitoring and what CloudWatch can do and how it magically help us to summarize the things. Yeah, that's about this session.
Thank you for watching session. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel.